Welcome back, everyone. Mudford here. Maybe you have a few hens, or maybe you have a lot of hens. A lot of people see the baby chicks at Tractor Supply and decide they really want to get some. And maybe you're considering adding a rooster to your flock. I just wanted to tell you a few pros and cons of having a rooster. As you can see, we have a rooster right here in the center of the screen. The pros to having a rooster are, it could be noise. That might sound kind of odd to you, but some people really enjoy hearing a rooster crow in the morning. It makes them feel like they're in the country on the farm. Another thing can be the beauty of them, the overall looks. A lot of times the roosters are very colorful and just look nice, look different than the chickens. Ours is a buff Orpington, and it just looks pretty plain actually. Another pro to having a rooster is protection. The roosters tend to look after the hens. Usually they will attack anything that comes after the hens, and a lot of times that means that they will end up being the one dying when, like, a possum or a skunk or anything like that attacks. And a lot of times if you're around, they will make a huge amount of noise, and then that will alert you, and you can do something about it and get rid of the predator, and you might only lose the rooster and not lose any of your hens. So that's a good thing. Another pro to having a rooster around is if you want to raise your own chickens from eggs and not even buy the baby chicks, you can actually incubate them yourself, or if you have a broody hen, you can have a hen sit on the egg, and you can increase your flock yourself, or you can sell or give the baby chicks to your friends or family or neighbors. Some of the cons to having a rooster, we'll go back to the noise again. They are very loud, especially in the mornings. And you might have neighbors that live close by that might not appreciate it, or when the thing doesn't shut up for hours on end, you might not appreciate it. Another thing is ordinances. Some townships and villages or cities and or areas, counties, will let you have hens, but they might not allow a rooster. So before you get one, you definitely should check into that. And another con, it kind of goes with the protection, but the flip side of it is aggressiveness. They can be very aggressive towards children, and ours even attacked my wife before, and they can be very aggressive, and if you have kids around, they could freak out and they could get hurt by it, because they do have sharp spurs, and they will jump right on you. So that is definitely something you need to consider. Another con could be the fertilized eggs. They are a little different, and I've noticed on mine a small red spot, like right on the edge of the yolk, and you might want to consider that. Your customers may notice if you're selling them to people. Another thing is, if you're not diligent in getting your eggs, they could hide them and sit on. If you have a broody hen, it could sit on an egg, but I think it would have to do it for a long time before it actually anything happens. So I don't think that's a big accidental thing where you could have a fertilized egg start incubating and get it in with your for sale eggs. But I mean, strange things can happen, especially if you're not diligent in collecting the eggs, but I wouldn't think it would be a real problem. Another thing you can have with a rooster is, see, he has a favorite hen right there. You can tell if you can see her back. Try to zoom it in. If a rooster's overbreeding a chicken, it can rub the feathers off of its back, like we have with this chicken here. And if you live in a cold climate, that's going to be a big bare spot on its back, and that can not be a good thing. and it makes it not look near as nice too. There are both pros and cons to having a rooster in your flock. It's something that you should think about and not just get one on a whim, because you might regret it. But it can also be very rewarding to have one and know that it's protecting your flock.